Hello and welcome to this new lesson, which is intended for students of grade 12. In this lesson, we're going to revise set book questions from Module 3, Unit 7, as well as the first episode from the novel written by Charles Dickens and entitled Great Expectations. But first, we'll take a short break, then we'll be right back. So stay with us. Welcome back, dear students. In this lesson, we're going to revise set book questions from Module 3, Unit 7, which is entitled Long Lives. Now, let's get started. So, set book questions. And in this lesson, you will learn about the benefits of staying active. Also, you will learn about the factors attributed to better life expectancy. In addition to that, we will study, and you will learn how to show respect to the elderly, and also another topic for discussion in this set book questions is how sleep affects your lifestyle. Okay? So, from the module opener, which is on your student's book, page 55, you will have the following picture, which says that in Unit 7, which is entitled Long Lives, you are going to answer a very important question, which is, what is the secret of a long life? Okay? So, let's think about an answer to this question. What is the secret of a long life? I will give you a few seconds to think. Okay? Try to come up with a factor or a secret or a tip and trick on how to live a long, happy life. Right? Are you ready to follow with me the answers? So one of the possible answers you can come up with is by going for regular medical checkups. Also, you can think of having good hygiene habits, such as washing one's hands regularly and frequently, and also keeping your surrounding clean and hygienic. Okay? Also, by escaping to a restful and peaceful place, a place that is quiet, away from the hustle and bustle of the city and the stress of everyday life, then you can help improve your life, the quality of your life. Okay? Also, staying active, doing exercise and regular workout. In addition to that, staying in touch with old friends and also making new friends is also a good habit that could improve and enhance your life. In addition to that, playing strategy games such as chess, dominoes, and checkers is also another key and secret for long life. Healthy eating and good nutrition is another one. So, in general, all these good habits should promote and enhance your living. In addition to that, you can talk about how to avoid bad habits. Bad habits such as watching television for long hours and using electronic devices such as mobile phones and gaming consoles irresponsibly, as well as smoking and other bad habits. Okay? So by avoiding these, then you can enhance your life span, okay, or life expectancy. Now, question number 1 reads, what are the health benefits of staying active? Which means, what are the health benefits of working out and exercising? Let's see the answers together. Here is a snapshot from your student's book, and this paragraph has the answer to that question, which reads, what are the health benefits of staying active? Now, if you follow with me, then it says, staying active. Okay, I'll give you a few seconds to think first. So, right, so time is up. Staying active will help to keep your muscles supple. There is another piece of information in here in this paragraph which says that staying active will improve your cardiovascular fitness. So let's sum up the answers. Number 1, it says that staying active will help to keep your muscles supple. And by supple, we mean flexible. It makes your muscles strong as well as also your body joints. Staying active will improve your cardiovascular fitness. It will help your respiratory system. It helps the heart as well as the blood vessels. So next question reads, why has life expectancy improved almost everywhere in the world? We can paraphrase this sentence or this question. We can say it differently. What are the factors attributed to the improvement of life expectancy? Life expectancy means that young generation of this century live better or longer than the previous generations. So, and the question is asking you about the factors, the reasons why this is happening. Okay, so to answer this question, we can say this increase can be attributed to a number of factors, not just one factor in isolation. It's a number of factors, including improvements in public health, okay, such as putting our hands in front of our mouths so that we do not spread the virus or an infection if you are suffering from a contagious disease. Nutrition, which means good, healthy eating habits, and also medicine. So many ailments that used to be fatal in the past are now curable. Okay, they can be treated. Next question reads, how is it possible for the elderly to stay active both physically and mentally? And the answer is by doing half an hour of vigorous stretching in the morning. So if the elderly get into the habit of practicing or going into a routine workout on a regular basis every day, then they can maintain a good physical as well as a mental fitness. In addition to that, by doing exercise such as walking, running, cycling, or rope skidding or jumping ropes, all these are good exercises that will enhance your cardiovascular fitness. All right? So also by solving crossword puzzles or playing strategy games such as chess or checkers. Okay, so this is good for mental flexibility. Another good habit which will enhance your mental flexibility is reading books and some pages from the Holy Quran on a regular basis. Next question reads, how can young people show gratitude and respect to the elderly? Okay, so I'll give you some time to think, and here are a few illustrations, a few pictures that could help you to come up with some answers. So you still have 5 seconds to think. Okay, try to gather your ideas. You can jot them down on a piece of paper or speak them out loudly. This will enhance your speaking fluency. All right, so let's see the answers together. The youth can show gratitude and respect to the elderly by just being there to help them perform simple tasks, by just holding an elderly's hand and guide him to the garden, or helping him to push the wheelchair to the garden, or just bringing him a glass of water or giving him a cup of tea is a simple task. It is an effortless task, and it shows respect to the elderly. All right? Also, by holding the door open to them. Okay, so it's self-explanatory. It's easy to understand when you see an old man and you open or you hold the door open for them. That shows respect and gratitude. By standing up when they enter the room. So when you see your grandfather or grandmother entering the room, it's our habit, it's a custom and tradition in our Arab world to stand up in respect and reverence for the elderly. Also, by listening to their advice. So old people have lots of experience lifelong experience and they have a lot of wisdom. So by listening to their advice, you are on the one hand benefiting from these pieces of advice, and on the other hand you're showing them respect and gratitude. Okay? Also, by playing games with them. So try to play a chess game or a checker game with an elderly. Okay? Try to beat them. They are very clever at playing such traditional games. But don't misunderstand me. It doesn't mean that they are not into they cannot get excited by playing modern games, video and electronic games. Try it, and you will see. Next question reads, what are the Islamic teachings regarding the treatment of parents by children? Okay, so the first I'll show you these pictures, and I want you to think of some answers. Okay? I want you to get into this habit of thinking deeply about a question before answering it. Okay? So have a look at the pictures, right? Try to describe them. If you cannot name a particular picture, then try to describe what you see in it. Right. So Islam teaches children to honor and respect their parents. This is not a secret for us. It urges children to show compassion to their parents in their old age. Caring for our parents is a must, is obligatory, is not a choice. Obeying parents and respecting the elderly are noble family values which provide a basis for our living. Which are the factors that determine the amount of sleep we need? Now we are moving to talk about the importance and the benefits of sleep and having a good night's sleep. And the question here is asking about the reasons or the factors that determine how much sleep we need, the amount of sleep that we need. So here is a list of pictures. I want you to think about the reasons that will help us to sleep better. Okay, number one, the first factor that determines the amount of sleep we need is age. Okay, so the age group is determinant to the amount of sleep that you need. For example, babies sleep more than 16 hours a day. Teenagers sleep for about 8 or 9 hours, okay? And adults sleep between 9 and 10 hours a day, okay? So these are long sleepers. There are adults who are short sleepers. They are satisfied or they need just 5 hours a day. But for babies, they sleep for 16 hours and even more. So age is a determinant factor, okay? Also, your daily routine. If you are tired after a hard day at work, then you sleep more than when you are when you spend your day resting and relaxing. The quality of our sleep. Deep sleep, if you sleep deeply, then you get more benefit from your sleeping. So you don't need to sleep very long hours. However, if you are interrupted in your sleep, if there is some noise, then you need to sleep even more. So to answer this question, we can say how much sleep we need depends on several factors, including our age, our daily routine, the quality of our sleep, and our genetic makeup. What are the signs of lack of sleep? Sometimes you look at someone and then you say, oh, you lack some sleep, or you didn't have a good night's sleep. So what are the signs, what are the symptoms that show that someone is lacking sleep or is suffering from sleep deprivation? This is an extreme case. Okay, here are a few pictures to help you. Okay, now let's see the answers together. First one, when you find it difficult to get up. early in the day, early in the morning, this means that you didn't have a good night's sleep. Also, when you feel drowsy and dizzy and sleepy during the day, then it means that you didn't have a good night's sleep. When you cannot concentrate at school or at work, sometimes you go at work, you want to focus on the exercise, you want to do your best, you want to put your mind into the task or the assignment, but you cannot concentrate. This is because you didn't have enough sleep during the night, right? So also feeling moody and irritable. When you start getting very angry at the least things, okay, at minor issues, then this means that you should have a better sleeping night. Also, having memory problems is another sign that shows that you didn't have a good night's sleep. So sometimes you start forgetting where you put your keys or where you have left your mobile phone, or sometimes you revise at night and then you skip a few hours of sleeping, and then the next morning you cannot remember anything from what you have revised. Okay? So what are the signs of lack of sleep? This is a full coherent paragraph which explains the answer. People who don't have enough sleep find it difficult to get up in the morning. They can't concentrate at school or at work, and they often have memory problems. In addition, they feel moody and irritable. Moreover, they report feeling drowsy and sleepy during the day. Now, why is it important that we get enough sleep? First, getting enough sleep is essential, is so important for people's health and well-being. For if you want to wake up refreshed, full of energy, vigorous, then you need to have a good night's sleep. You need to have enough sleep. It is the key of staying active all day. So if you have a busy schedule during the day, then you need to sleep well at night. It helps the brain retain new information. So if you are a student, this is so important to you. If you want to learn new information and build this new information upon old information, then you need to have enough sleep, because it helps the brain to learn and to digest that new information. It helps students do better at school. Actually, there's a study that showed that students who sleep well and revise, they did better than students who revised a lot and didn't have enough sleep. So try to strike a balance between sleeping and between your revision. Now, next question is, what are the professional risks of not having enough sleep? So, first one is falling asleep during the daytime causes falls and mistakes, such as medical errors, air traffic mishaps, and road accidents. Okay, so just try to imagine someone, a pilot for example, who didn't have enough sleep, or he is drowsy and sleepy. He might miscommunicate information with the control tower. Or imagine a surgeon who is doing a very critical and serious operation, and he is tired. He can't focus. He will not do his best during that surgery. Okay? Now, how can you get a good night's sleep? Okay? So to answer this question, you should avoid drinking coffee or tea before bedtime. So this is the first thing that comes to the mind. Why is that? It's simply because coffee or tea has a substance, and it is a stimulant. So it keeps the mind and the brain sharp. So what you need for a good night's sleep is to stay or to relax the brain and not to stimulate it. You should also choose to sleep in a quiet, restful, and comfortable place, far away from the hustle and bustle of the city, far away from noisy places, and so on. Also, you'd better switch off the lights. A dark place is a good place, a good environment for you to have a relaxing night. Try drinking a warm glass of milk before going to bed. So this is also another way of having a good night's sleep. It is also recommended to read a passage from a book. And this is so important. Switch off your mobile phone or any electronic device if you want to have a good night's sleep. So many students, many people leave their mobiles close to the bed, and they keep checking the messages coming from their friends and from their, the people who they chat with. Now, how can you get a good night's sleep, right? This is a summary of what we have just said. Avoid drinking coffee or tea before bedtime, sleeping in a quiet and comfortable place, drinking a warm glass of water, by reading a passage from a book, by switching off the lights, or shutting down the computer and switching off your mobile phone. Any of these answers, if put into a coherent and meaningful sentence, it will be considered as a correct answer. Okay, so as I said, any or a combination of any of these sentences. Right, so what is the secret of a long life? First, going for regular medical checkups. We are doing a revision right now, right? So, staying active, having good hygiene habits, getting a good night's sleep, meditation, and healthy eating. All these contribute to a better and longer life expectancy. Okay, dear students, now we're going to move to the second part of this episode, which is literature time. And in literature time, we're going to deal with a novel written by Charles Dickens, and today we're going to deal with episode 1. The novel is called Great Expectations. Now, first of all, let's define the meaning of the word expectation. Expectation is a noun which means what you think or hope will happen in the future. So we're talking about hopes, great hopes. Okay? So what are these hopes? Let's talk now briefly about the major themes of the whole novel or story. The story is talking about social advancement. Someone is going to climb up or try to climb up the social ladder. He's going to move from poverty into richness. He wants to become a gentleman. Also, we'll talk about friendship, loyalty, and also life priorities. Which comes first, friends or money? Okay, we'll discuss these later on. Now, let's talk about the main characters. The first main character is a little boy who's called Pip. Now, Pip is an orphan. He is actually the only male survivor in his family. His father's dead, and 5 of his brothers were dead, and also his mother was dead. Now, he lived with his older sister. His older sister is called Mrs. Jo Gargery. She treated him harshly, or she brought him up by hand, okay? Just like her husband. So her husband is Jo Gargery. He is a friend to Pip, and he is his apprenticeship. He works as a blacksmith. Now, also another important character is Convict 1. So he is a runaway thief. And we called him Convict 1 because he is the first thief to meet the hero here, Pip. And the second one is Convict 2, and he is also a runaway thief. Dear students, let's move and summarize episode number 1. So first, Pip met a strange, fearful man in the graveyard. And then the fearful man threatened Pip and asked him to bring him food and a metal file. Now, Pip had a troubled night of terrible dreams and nightmares. He couldn't sleep well at night. And Pip stole food from the kitchen and a metal file from the forge. After that, in his way to give the food to the runaway convict, Pip met another man dressed in rough clothes. This man is runaway convict 2. Okay? He ran away as soon as he felt Pip was around. Now, Pip gave convict 1 the food and the metal file. After that, he told convict 1 about the other man he had just met. Convict 1 ate the food quickly and used the file to cut through the chain. At that time, Pip returned home, and while at home, some soldiers came looking for Joe. Okay, so Joe Gargery, the blacksmith, to fix a pair of handcuffs. The soldiers were after 2 runaway convicts. Pip and Joe went with the soldiers down the marshes, and the soldiers managed to arrest the 2 convicts after they heard them fiercely fighting. So, to the surprise of all, the first convict told the police that he had stolen from the blacksmith's house some food and a metal file. So now let's move and answer a few questions. The first question reads, why shouldn't parents leave their young children unattended? And to answer this question, you could write, they might lose their way, they could trespass someone's property, they might have an accident, they might be kidnapped or come across dangerous people. Okay, next question. What should children do if they are threatened or bullied? So they should talk to someone older, such as their parents or teachers. Also, ask help from local authorities and report the case to the police, or ask the help of a very close friend. Okay, dear students, this lesson has come to an end. Thank you very much for your time and attention. I hope the lesson was beneficial to you. Today we revised set book questions from Module 3, Unit 7, as well as Episode 1 from the novel Great Expectations. Till we meet in another lesson, thank you very much and goodbye.